So I just recently tried some mapo tofu from a really good restaurant. So I thought I'd give it a crack myself. There are a few key ingredients that you're gonna need. So just go to any good Asian grocer and just talk to the people who work there and they'll set you on the right path. We need to start with preparing the tofu. You want a medium firm tofu. This is the one that the lady at the store suggested I get for this mapo tofu. It's a medium firm. You really don't want silken tofu. You just want a soft tofu. Because if you get the silken, it's just going to completely break apart. I'm going to start by cutting this up into cubes. So once I get it all cut up, then we'll come back. Okay, now I've got a pot of water here that we want to keep at a bare simmer. Now you just want to add some salt to it and get that all nicely dissolved in there. And now with the tofu, I've got them cut up into squares about yay big. Now you want to get these into the salted water. So we're going to put this on the stove on a very bare simmer. If it's boiling too hard, then the tofu is going to be destroyed. We're going to leave it on the heat for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll remove it from the heat and just let it sit off to the side, off of the heat in this water, until we're ready to add it to the rest of the ingredients. Because this recipe is super quick, you want to get all your knife work out the way, which is very, very simple. I've just gone ahead and thinly sliced up just the green part of the spring onion. This is going to be for the garnish. And then also I finely diced up some ginger and garlic. Now there's also 2 ingredients that you're going to need for this recipe. First is going to be some Sichuan peppercorns. Now these are quite easy to find at any Asian supermarket. Now you could get away with red Sichuan or just green Sichuan, but you know, I decided to mix them. So I've got a 50-50 blend of red and green Sichuan. And the next ingredient you're going to need is douban, which is a spicy fermented bean paste. This is also going to be quite easy to find at any good Asian grocery store. Once you get all these sorted out, we're going to toast off these Sichuan peppercorns, and then we're going to get them all ground up in a mortar and pestle. So that's what we're going to do next. So I just quickly toasted off my Sichuan peppercorns in a dry wok. Well, my poor excuse for a wok anyway. Don't worry, I am in the process of trying to find a better one. So we'll get them in here, and then we're just going to grind these up into a sort of a chunky consistency. Anyway, once I get there and you know, probably only got about half left because I keep jumping out, we'll come back and I'll show you what the consistency I'm looking for. Okay, so I've got it pounded up and put back into this little jar so it's a bit easy to see. This is the kind of consistency you're looking for. Got some finer bits in there with the husk still left over. That's exactly what we need. As you can see, got my wok here with some oil, all nicely preheated. And I got my tofu soaking off to the side here. So now we're going to go ahead and bung in the pork mince. And then we're just going to break this up. And we're going to cook this out for a couple of minutes. Okay, I've had the pork just cooking off here for a couple of minutes. Now we're going to add the fermented bean paste. Chili bean paste. The douban. I'm probably saying that name wrong, but it'll be okay. So, we'll get that all nicely mixed in. And this is what gives it that awesome red color. So we're going to cook this off for a couple of minutes as well. Let all that oil and pork get nicely infused, and then we'll come back. So I've had this cooking out here. All the time it's been on about a medium heat. And yeah, now I'm going to add the ginger and the garlic. And I'm also going to add a teaspoon of chili powder in there. The amount of chili you use is going to be completely up to you, depending on your spice tolerance. You can add as little or as much as you like. So we're just going to mix that in. Let that cook out for about 30 or 40 seconds, and then we'll come back. Okay, we've just let the garlic and the chili powder and the ginger and all that good stuff just cook out for 30 seconds or so. Now we're going to add in some chicken stock. We're also going to add in 1 tablespoon dark soy sauce and 1 tablespoon regular soy sauce. We're also going to add in a teaspoon of sugar. Now you could use white sugar. I like brown sugar a lot more with the molasses and all that mixed into it. So I'm going to add in a teaspoon of brown sugar. I'm also going to add in a teaspoon of black Chinese vinegar. So once you got all that added, we're just going to bring that up to a simmer, and we're going to let it reduce slightly. I've had this bubbling away here for about 5 minutes, and it's reduced its liquid by about 1/4. So now I'm going to add a cornstarch slurry to thicken it up. So that's all it is there. All that was is 2 teaspoons of water mixed with a couple of teaspoons of cornstarch. Now we're going to pour this in and mix it in, and this should thicken up almost instantaneously. There we go, we can see that thickening up quite nicely. Now over a medium-low heat, we're going to add in our Sichuan peppercorns. We'll bung all those in. We're going to mix these in. We're going to take this off of the heat after it's all mixed in, And then we're going to adjust the seasoning. Okay, I've given it a taste, and I think we're going to need another teaspoon of black Chinese vinegar. So we'll bung that in, we'll stir that through, we'll taste again, but I'm pretty sure, for my taste at least, that's going to be perfect. Now we're going to want to carefully add in the tofu. And the best way I see how to strain this tofu is with a slotted spoon. And you don't want to get too much of this liquid it's been soaking in there, because then that'll loosen your sauce up. I mean, unless you did over reduce your sauce or thicken it too much, then you could add a little bit to loosen it up. Once you got your tofu in there, I'm just going to take a little bit of the green onion and we're going to mix that in with the tofu. Now you want to be super careful here and just try not to break up the tofu as you get it coated in this amazing sauce. So once you got all this mixed through and it's looking all nicely coated, you're ready to serve. All in all, this is a super quick dish to make. This will be perfect for a weeknight dinner to throw together, because literally, if I wasn't filming, I reckon I could whip this up in around 30 to 40 minutes. It is really, really quick. You could serve this with some steamed rice or something like that, but I thought I'd go just the mapo tofu. Get that good burn going. I always find it amazing. Before I started working with Asian flavors, and soy sauce especially, that you had to add salt to everything, but you just add in a little bit of soy sauce like I did, it seasons everything perfectly. And the tofu. I always thought tofu was just a meat substitute for vegetarians, but when you add it to a dish like this, that's already got meat in it, it just adds this amazing creaminess to the dish that you really can't replicate with anything else. All in all, with the Sichuan pepper in there, we're giving you that nice numbing feeling in your mouth. I'm definitely going to be making this for a weeknight meal pretty soon again. Also, another thing, next time I would grind the Sichuan peppers up even a little bit more. How they were there, there's just a little crunch left behind, but I don't mind it too much. But next time, I just grind them up a little bit finer.